Hey, hey, what do you say, Jay? Someone took our plans away. Never mind. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a special Saturday edition of Clobberin Times movie review special with esteemed guests, the great J Man, my good buddy from way up there, and the guy who's almost as up there, and the great chief engineer. Mark D with the C, buddy. By the
Hey,
way, Mark,
yeah.
dude, I thought I'd sent the damn link. Boomer big time on that one.
No, well, unfortunately, I can't stay long anyway. I can only
I
stay for a few
understand.
minutes, but I wanted to.
Well,
I appreciate that. I started my stream last night and I didn't have the mic on again, so
Oh
it
no.
which
was
one?
only
Oh, you
for
mean the other night for
just a
the?
Fortnite stream. But it's all like for
Oh,
a few
that really?
seconds.
I
Yeah,
got
but
you.
it's impressive. We all do.
Oh,
all
I
do
got you.
stuff. Yeah,
Yes, it's live. It's live in Memorex at the same time. There, Dave.
yeah. That's exactly what I said. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Well, J Man, thanks for being here, buddy.
Thank you for having me. This is exciting.
Again, I don't really give a shit about the movies. I just like to hang out, and the excuse to hang out with the J Man anytime I get because he's a busy man and can't stay up late like us old timers who have nothing to do at night. So we got to get him when we can.
Yes,
That's how you stay
I got a
healthy,
day
too.
job.
He has a day job. There you
I get
go.
up early, pay the bills so I can watch garbage movies.
Early, so he can waste his money on kitty crap. But I'm trying to teach him not, and he won't listen to me. I'm an old man. I know what I'm talking about, son. You should not spend your money on all that goddamn comic book money bucks.
I keep hoping it's like the next one's gonna be really good. I'm telling you, the next one's gonna be really good.
Yeah, keep that hope. Keep
Well,
that
Miss
can
Marvel's
under.
been great, right?
I missed the last like 2 or 3. It just kind of went out to
Take your
nowhere
word for it.
nowhere land.
Take
Yeah,
your word
I thought-
for it, buddy.
Yeah, I thought the first episodes weren't bad. It's not a
Yeah.
show for me, but then the last couple episodes I thought went off the rails. But
Yeah, I think so too.
yeah.
Hello, everybody out there with us. Again, it's such a weird time of the day. I know not many of our old chums are with us, but we'll get this. If whoever shows up or not, we'll get this out there in the ether so if everyone wants to watch the review of it. I don't. Lord Thoth said he couldn't stay because he is going to see the movie. Hey, LT, you've been warned. But he's going to go see it, and the missus will be seeing it Wednesday night. So, but anyway, we love the great LT. Avon lives. Long live the Legion brother. The great Chris Persia. Sorry, I had to be a half an hour late there, Persia. I had to kick it back half hour. I had something to take care of. Could not be reached for further comment. Could be reached in the chat, and I'm glad of it. Good to see you. My cousin, the family's here. Dave Rayborn, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. And let's see who else. I guess that's everyone for now, but hopefully other friends will pop in. Sean, as our aforementioned buddy Sean, could not make it, right? So, but I'll ask you what his thoughts are anyway, J Man.
Yep, we discussed it.
Okie dokie. Well, since Mark has limited time,
Yep.
let's just start it off, right? Everybody, first, let me make a spoiler, Chiron. I knew I forgot something. I forgot a lot of things.
Spoilers, yeah.
Yeah, let's yep, since I'm not gonna be reviewing the Orville anymore, I'll just use this one. Freaking screw the Orville in the face. I'll boy, I just can't. I've not gone so quickly from elation to despair quicker as a geek. Almost not quicker as a geek as I have with the Orville.
It
Let's
was
see.
very fast.
I can't believe it, man.
It
When
is
Raquel-
actually unbelievable and disappointing.
Well, Raquel pointed out some good things I didn't catch on the episode, unfortunately, because I didn't
Me
really
too.
like it. And then she
ruined it for
kind
me,
of
ruined
put
it
out
for
some.
me. Like
She
now, always
ruined it.
ruining for you. You ruined it for me.
Yeah, but I mean, still it still was not as
It wasn't political,
overtly
but
a
it was
political
pretty sick.
episode, at least. But it was, that
Wonder.
and I hate time travel. Oh, at least you're not reviewing time travel movies tonight on Star
Oh,
Trek.
I'm so sick.
Saturday
Yeah,
Night Star Trek.
yeah. At least this movie doesn't have any. Does it have any time travel? In it? Has a lot of stupid shit, but no time travel. Okay, good.
Yeah,
So yeah. Anyway, we got the spoiler thingy up there. So everyone, if you, this Chiron's. Oh, never mind. That'll be enough. So anyone who pops in and sees that will know that we're spoilering.
yeah.
We're going to spoiler this movie. You know, it comes pre-spoiled. So
You mislabeled it. It's called Thor, Batman, and Robin.
true.
That's my line.
It was going to be Thor. Actually, it's Thor Stolen Thunder, but it's Love and Blunder. There's so many things you could call it. So since you have limited time, Chief Engineer Mark D with AC,
Yep.
what are your initial thoughts on Thor, Love and Blunder?
Well, I'll start with the
Batman and
good.
Robin.
Yeah, but Well, I'll
That's
start with
good?
the good.
I know I can trust you.
I'll start with the good. Of course, it's always I love What's J-Man's rating system? What were the five?
Space as story, pacing, artistry, characters, and enjoyment, and each one gets a ranking out of 2.
Yeah.
So 0 is bad, 1 is okay, 2 is great.
Yeah.
Mine is suck, shit, ugly, crap.
That doesn't even match the letters.
With a K.
All right, so
go ahead.
I would say I do like a lot of the story, but maybe that's from having read the comics. I'd recommend everyone read Thor: God of Thunder by Jason Aaron 1-25 if you want to get a much better version of the story. I think where it falls apart is Wakiti turns up the jokes to 11, and exactly, J-Man. When I was sitting in the movie theater, I turned to my friend. I said, "Are we sitting in Batman and Robin?" I mean, literally, because it's okay if a movie wants to be, a spoof of itself, which is fine, but that's not what Thor is. I mean, that's not what this is supposed to be. And going into Batman and Robin, we didn't know it was going to end up being a spoof of itself.
That movie's more serious than this.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. So it ruins a lot of the, Jane. We're spoiling now, is suffering from cancer, and that's and really tragic in the comic, and I thought really well handled in the comic. So every time she becomes Thor, it sets back the chemotherapy treatment. Right. So, and that's dealt with in the comic. So you've got that. Really, what I thought at the end of the movie.
Yeah, but they didn't even say that in the movie, dude. That's also
well,
no one
they
knew
did.
That.
They did kind of say in the end, like turning to Thor.
They weren't clear about it.
They weren't as clear though. Yeah. Of course, maybe having read the comics, they kind of knew the story.
I'm saying they were fuzzy on that.
They were kind of fuzzy, but there was a really nice speech in the hospital in the end, nuts and bolts of it, but it was ruined by comedic elements preceding the speech and after the speech. And when Thor says he loves her, I mean, it's almost like a joke, and Thor's almost like second fiddle the whole time to Jane. I mean, it's a god that has lived for thousands of years, and he's intimidated by Jane Foster. I mean, he's never portrayed like that in the comics. I mean, there's a true love interest, but they're mutually, respect each other. It's almost like Thor's, like a loser who can't get a date on Saturday night, which is, beyond obscene. I mean, he's one of the most powerful beings in the universe. And if Thor's, exploits from mythology, drinking, he was, one of the challenges he drank from the whole ocean. Drank the whole ocean.
He took a neutron star right through his body. But he's a pussweed when it comes to women.
In Norse mythology, he drank half the oceans in one gulp or something. That was one of the
trials.
Drinking challenge, and Loki ate all the food and all that. I remember that story from one of my books or whatever.
Yeah, from mythology. Yeah. So it's a really a sad miss because I love Thor. And here, I'll turn my camera on for a second. So this Thor is it's ready for Clobberin.
Right there, dude.
Yeah, that's the Thor I want to say. I hate the new costume. But they always got to do something different. Actually, Jane Foster costume looks a little bit better than Thor's in the movie.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I agree.
Relative, actually, but that's the classic. That's my classic Thor. So I'm just really disappointed. Unfortunately, I gotta run. I got stuff on the grill. We're going to a Mardi Gras party,
man. Mardi Gras. I call foul. That's belongs to New Orleans. You guys are not allowed to use it. TM copyright New Orleans.
I'm gonna take some pictures and show you how. Hopefully, there will be no flashing of women will be flashing there. If we bring my beads,
that'd be horrendous. You don't want that to happen? No.
I do. Yeah, that'd be horrible, right? That'd be totally horrible.
Throw over your beads. Are you familiar with that, Sean? Jay, by the way, what he's talking about, Mardi Gras?
Like you're talking about how they put the beads on you or whatever, or?
Well, it's a celebration thing, a yearly celebration down here in New Orleans. They're down.
Yeah, I know Mardi Gras. I've heard of it.
And it's a thing that show me your if you throw in beads.
Yes,
okay. Like a 40-cent little thingy of beads. Some drunk chick will flash you. Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, that just happens to me daily. I don't have to do any. I just walk.
Of course, yeah. So why is it? What's the occasion though?
Well, they have it's like a pool. It's like a family club we belong to, swimming team club, and we go twice a summer. They have a late night party. So the theme tonight is Mardi Gras. So I was laughing. It said, "Who's got the king cake?" But one year they did have movies. Movies and TV or Hollywood. So I went as engineer from Star Trek, of course, and they had a superhero theme one year. So I went as Captain America. I had a shield and just a hat. And so so it's fun. But just I'd give it probably initially I gave it a 7 just because I love the story in general from the comic, and I love Thor. But I'd probably go down to like a 5. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to see this again. It just the potential's there, but Wakiti's just got to cut the comedy. And it's not good comedy. If I want to see Thor doing stand-up comedy, why don't they just do a Netflix special with Thor stand-up tonight? I mean, it just and I'm guessing you guys probably agree with me. I don't know what the
Yeah.
I mean the actors are good. The some of the scenes are good. The stuff with the kids I thought was really well done, even though it was maybe hokey, Thor giving his powers out. I mean, that was a fun scene.
Oh boy. Yeah.
It was kind of ridiculous, but it was a fun scene to watch kids, kicking butt. The music is ridiculous. I don't want to hear Thor fighting to Guns N' Roses. Of course, Rainbow in the Dark by Dio is on the end credits.
Times.
That's one of my all-time favorite songs. I got to see Dio in concert. But I'm like, does it really belong here? I don't know.
It's been done so many times too.
Yeah. It's kind of copying Guardians of the Galaxy.
Concert? That's awesome, man.
Oh, Dio, yeah. And they started trashing the place, and he was like, Madison Square Garden. He's like, guys, they're not gonna let me back. Stop trashing the place. So he cut he did Rainbow in the Dark. I think one more encore, and then he left because everyone was ripping up the garden. So, but yeah, I thought the music was out of place. I guess you guys might. I think J-Man, you thought so probably too. I don't know about Clobberin time.
Well, I just like hearing the music, so it was. I'm like,
I like
this
the music,
movie is so
yeah.
cheese that I'd rather just listen to the music, and be like, oh, the music's nice, and I just turned off the story and turned up the music. And I'm like,
yeah. But I guess
James Gunn. It's James Gunn's fault, really. He really wants to be James Gunn. You can tell.
Right.
Yeah. Let me get my Thor hammer here.
Oh my gosh.
So before I go, we gotta clobber.
Mine has popcorn in it.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore, but that's fantastic, dude.
You should scribble on it with crayon, so it's movie accurate.
Yeah, that was a little ridiculous at the end too. It says if he be worthy, I better. I'm gonna get in trouble with the YouTube.
That's a sexist hammer.
Mark, I have to leave now. I'm sorry, I can't.
That's problematic. That's problematic.
I guess Stormbreaker. Everyone's worthy. Everyone can lift Stormbreaker. I guess it doesn't have that spell on it. I guess, but
I guess.
Yeah.
And now Stormbreaker's just a temperamental bitch because.
Yeah, I know that was ridiculous too. My God.
Oh, shut up with that stuff. It was so dumb. Like, shut up, Tiki, tacky woke titty.
Yeah. So, but I gotta check out and check the grill. But I appreciate it. Love checking in, J-Man. Yeah, great talk. I'll pop in when I get back, and I'll my Generations review is gonna be brutal.
You can send it to me if you want.
I'll try to send it if I have. If not, when I
can't be there,
if not,
send it to me. I'll read it.
If I pop on the end, I'll just say what I think about it in 30 seconds or less. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
appreciate it, dude. So, thanks for joining us.
Sorry
for getting the link.
No, all good. So take care, everyone. Have a great night. Yep. Catch you tonight. Take care. Yep. Bye.
All righty, sir. All right. So, what basically your initial thoughts on Thor 11, whatever the hell it is?
Yeah, I'm at a 5 out of 10 as well, using my rating system, as Mark was just saying, and I think that is super fair. 5 out of 10 still means there's like stuff to enjoy, but there's a lot of stuff wrong with it. And I think what's wrong with it is that there is stuff to enjoy. It's almost like I was sitting there, I'm like, damn it. If Taika just shot this movie and then left and then let me edit it, because I would have cut the crap out of a lot of dialogue. Every time it went to dialogue, it was like Attack of the Clones bad. Batman and Robin bad. And I can appreciate Batman and Robin for silly, off-the-wall, sort of Adam West-ish kind of wacky comic book coolness, and it's just weird. But this movie, it's like there's some stuff that was really cool, and then it was just like, but this is so dumb right now. And I'm like, how is this person doing it? And someone had pointed out to me, it wasn't Sean or Steve, it was a guy, somebody who follows me on Facebook or something, was like, why doesn't Taika Waititi make like a Booster Gold movie or something? Or I'm like, right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not a Thor.
That would fit more. That would fit more, actually. By the way, I should have thought about it. We could have got Steve. I don't know if Steve was busy, but he was more than welcome to join us. You want to throw him a link, you can.
I'll throw him a
I
can throw him a link.
You mentioned Steve now. I feel bad about it, but yeah, he's more than welcome if you want him. If he even cares about the movie. Did he see it with you guys?
We all see everything, the three of us together, and then we just bitch about it when we come out. I'll send him the link.
Again, he's welcome. No pressure. Yeah. But because and my apologies for forgetting about that. I thought it was just you and Sean that would see it. So there you. But that's
Yeah,
cool.
no, the three of us usually go. I buy the tickets for everybody, and then they pay me back if they like the movie. No, they pay me back. I wouldn't be getting paid at all.
you want to get paid for this? No, this won't. If it sucks, you don't get paid. It's like you're on commission.
Right.
Yeah.
I sent him the link. See if he wants.
Okay.
To
yeah, dude. Look, I can't think of much I liked about it, to be honest. But it's taken a lot more thought, because I walked out just like numb. And what really annoyed me initially, though, and still has just gotten worse as I've thought about it, is that everything with this guy, hey, Diesel, welcome, sir. Everything with Tacky Woke Titty is joke. He will set up, Andy Masterson, what's up, buddy? Everything in this movie, like it has a fairly grim, interesting opening. Again, he's not the God Butcher from the comic. By the way, full disclosure, I was not reading Marvel at the time. I've never read the God Butcher story. I'm not a big Jason Aaron's guy, but Mark likes it. People think many respectable people say that's a good story. So they're going to be even more upset when this character is really not much like the one from the comic book. But I have not read it, and you haven't either. So
no, I have not read it either, and I know Steve for sure hasn't read it. And Steve just texted me say that he can join. He just needs a couple of minutes to.
Not a problem. I'd like to get his input on it again. Yep. So you have this fairly interesting setup for the villain, Christian Bale. I thought all that stuff at the beginning is pretty good stuff, setting up baddie. Yep. And he's a sympathetic one, which I'm getting a little bit tired of. I'm about ready to see a real evil bad guy, but nevertheless, it is adapting a certain story, and that's fine. And it was well done. And even when he kills that god or whatever, okay. This right now, the movie's not guffaw. It starts out relatively somber and sad and tragic, and so not bad setup, really. I thought with the villain. Then we have, then we get to go see what's the Rock guy again?
Korg.
Who they've ruined. He's nothing like in the comics. He's just an idiot. Because it's Taika Waititi. It's Tacky Woke Titty. That's his name forever now. Right. By the way, shout out to my buddy Doomcock who came who
made that up.
He used to call him like Tacky Woke Titty, but I'm gonna or Taka, but I'm gonna say Tacky. He's tacky because his movie is tacky, and he's Woke Titty. So Tacky Woke Titty does his voice. We open up everything from then on, like the stuff with the Guardians and that fight. It was, the Guardians, I never thought I'd say this, Jay. Now you think about it, in that scene, the Guardians are more serious than Thor is.
Man, so that it's either Steve or Sean, one of the S's, said that, and they're like, how is it that? No, I think Steve said that. He's like, how is it that the Guardians they're supposed to be a joke? The point is that the Guardians of the Galaxy are not really that great, and they're jokes. And how are they more serious?
Yeah, they weren't particularly jokey. I mean, they were the usual, selves, but they were kind of serious in a serious crisis. They were taking it seriously. They were in a fight.
Yeah. And
Thor's, doing goofy shit. Oh, fine. And then again, that opening with them and the Guardians. At that point, I'm not really. It's fine. There's a little humor. You expect some of it. I knew we were in trouble when it was Korg telling the story.
Yep.
I'm like, oh shit. So here we go. We get with Korg. I mean, we get with it once the story gets going and we're all into Thor and stuff. Yet I think, okay, so far not so bad. We see that we're not going to have to look at fat Thor this time.
Right.
Hey, and look, I live in a glass house when it comes to fat. I'm just saying, I don't want to see me playing Thor, and I don't want to see Thor like that. I hated what they did to him in Endgame. So he's gonna.
That.
It was horrible. And so maybe we're beyond that. Maybe Thor can grow up again because they're so inconsistent with this character. And as soon as we jump into the Thor bits of the film, any serious dramatic moment that is set up, and there are a few of them, are always shot to shit by a dumb joke, and a joke that doesn't land. Brian Hepburn, hello there. A joke that's not funny. Again, joke. Cancer's funny. Yeah. Joke about cancer. Joke about how serious it was. He throws a stupid line. And again, this is not 100% Waititi's fault, because who really started this shit? In Marvel Comics, they've always been, even DC, superheroes make wisecracks. That's fine. And you can't really blame Joss Whedon so much, because in his Avengers films, yes, they're quippy.
Right.
They make jokes, but they don't do it to the point where it sacrifices the drama.
Yes.
They'll make a crack here and there. Whedon speak is pretty quippy. Still,
Right.
it's to at least to a fairly even keel. And then you get, and I want to welcome Sean. Sean, thank you for being here, man. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for coming in, man.
Clobby.
Welcome to Clobberin Times, brother.
Thank you very much. Happy to be on.
Thank you, man. So with Whedon speak, it did start that infection of ridiculous jokes, but it didn't really. Let's be honest. I love the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie as much as the next guy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But James Gunn really put in the damage, and he really put in the pollution of everything's a freaking joke. Now, still, there were still movies after that didn't do that.
Right.
But I think after about Ragnarok, I don't know how Infinity War is great because of the Russo brothers. Then they got overruled for Endgame. Everything slowly, every movie had to have the jokey joke. And now this is it to the nth degree. There's not, I would defy you. Now I'm never going to go watch this movie anyway, but so maybe I'm wrong, but if you can't find 5 sentences in this film that isn't interrupted by a stupid joke.
Oh, guaranteed. And
Yeah.
Can I give an example of a really bad one?
Sure.
This is a really bad one. This will help for the people who haven't seen the movie to kind of just wrap their head around. There's some children that are kidnapped by Gore, and he's using them as bait, and they're in a very scary place, a very cool looking place. The visuals of this place are amazing. This grayscale world or whatever. And they're in this like really dark planet with shadow creatures and stuff. So it's really scary. And now Thor is able to sort of astral project himself in order to speak to them and sort of say, okay, kids, it'll be okay. We're coming. So there's a part where he's talking and he's saying, all right, kids, you're going to have to work together. Just stick together. And then he keeps going like this. And he's like, wait, kids, we're going to work together. Everything's going to be good. It's like, don't worry. We're going to help you. And he keeps like flicking his nose and touching his face. And then as a viewer, you're like, what is he doing? And they cut back and it's Valkyrie, who's the worst character of all time. Valkyrie is using her braids to tickle his nose. Okay. Can we put this in perspective? The kids are going to die. Like Gore is going to literally decapitate all these children or eat them or whatever he's going to do because he's killing all the Asgardians. He's going to kill all these children. Thor is giving vital information to them to try to like kind of reassure them that
try and help the kids.
Is coming. Be good. Keep a steady hand. Keep a steady head. We're coming. And she's tickling his nose. And I'm thinking, is this actually this is worse than Batman and Robin. And I'm like, how can this be worse? This is impossible. It's so stupid. And that's just one of many examples of bad time jokes. I like Thor Ragnarok. I gave it a pass because it was a fun adventure. It's a horrible Thor movie. As a Thor movie, it's garbage. But as an adventure film, it's kind of a fun adventure movie and how it looks cool and stuff. So it's like, it's a fun adventure. Kirby, a lot of Kirby designs. But this movie did exactly what Batman and Robin did with Batman Forever. Steve and I talked about this. It's like Batman Forever. Oh, the villains were corny, and people like that. Oh, good. Let's make everything corny. There's not one serious moment. And if there's a serious moment, quick, give me. It's not even a good joke. It's not even a bad joke.
Yeah, even if you don't like Ragnarok, I have a lot of problems. But the jokes are funny. You can laugh. Right. I gotta admit that's funny. I mean, I don't think it belongs, but that's fun. They're not even funny in this friggin'. You know what? He is tacky woke titty. Is that guy that hangs around in the group that cannot take anything ever. I mean, look, we're all joke around with each other. We kid each other all the time. He's the one that has to make a joke about every sentence you say.
Yeah.
Now, you can say something like, we're talking now seriously about something. I mean, it's not life or death, but we're having a serious conversation. He's got to throw, you said this. You said that. He's got to take every word you say and make a joke out of it. I get it. It's not really that funny, dude. I'm not saying it's not like I don't have a sense of humor. I'm just saying every single thing is, if everything is a joke, then nothing's a joke. Nothing's funny. And everything is a joke to this idiot.
Yeah.
He's a dribbling imbecile.
And Korg disrespects the Warriors 3. Like, literally, they're like, oh, look, the Warriors 3. Yeah, nobody cares about them. I'm like, well, no one cares about them because your stupid director killed them in the last movie. And that shouldn't have happened.
Oh, we lost Steven.
You know what? He lives 15 minutes away. Not everyone's internet is stable.
Oh, okay. We got him back.
Oh, he's back.
We got him back.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, my internet is still wonky. So Canada had a big outage. So I actually had to physically plug. I couldn't use Wi-Fi. I had to physically plug in a cable to get this going.
You're back, buddy. And I'll just say this, then we'll get Steven's thoughts. But yeah, you're talking about, again, he has to kill every single scene with a stupid joke. And I think that at some point, for me, the most insufferable character and boring character in the movie really is Thor. To be honest with you, I don't get me wrong. I don't like Jane Foster that much. I don't. I can't stand Valkyrie.
Yeah, she
In
sucks.
this movie, they're better than him in this. I mean, they're just normal. I mean, they're not. I don't even really hate them in this movie. Like,
I know.
their service. Of course, she did have the cringiest scene in the entire movie when she says, "I'm the mighty Thor." I was like, you were shitting me.
Yeah.
But what these scenes come off like, and I'll just give one last complaint, and I'll pretty much be done. It's like everything's a blooper.
Right.
It's like they put the blooper reel instead. And what they do to Zeus is so disgusting. Go screw yourself, Taki. That Odin. Yeah, I mean he had a wry wit because it was a Marvel movie. But he's played by Anthony Hopkins. He's still Odin. There's gravitas to Odin because of him.
Right.
Russell Crowe with his stupid whatever
Italian
fat suit or whatever with his dumb accent and his tutu. Man, just go screw yourself, Taki Waikiki, dope titty, jerk off. I hate him, man. He's like such an idiot. Oh, now, Steven, what were your initial thoughts about this great movie?
I mean, my God, where do I start? Basically, when I was talking to my parents about this movie, and they're like, "Oh, you found it cheesy and hokey," I'm like, "Well, let me give you an example. Thor's axe becomes jealous."
That's another
hammer.
thing. It's so stupid. Oh,
and it isn't just brought up once; it's brought up multiple times. Like he's got to talk to the.
It's a sentient being
like it's
now
his
for some reason.
girlfriend. Yeah,
right. It's a sentient being for some reason.
Yeah, and it
Because
literally
it's funny.
Come into view very slowly to sort of like insert itself back into the frame and remind Thor, "Hey, I'm here." And I'm like, what is going on? Like it happened the first time, I'm like, all right. And then it happened again. I'm like, why does this keep repeating?
Oh God.
This wasn't funny the first time. Now it's just
like,
really irritating. Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah. It's like
you come when I summon you. You come when I summon you.
He's talking to it. Not like it's look, people talk to animals and stuff, but it's not like it's one scene where he says, like Han Solo talking to the Falcon, "Hear me, baby, hold together." It's not that.
Yeah.
They're treating it like the Falcon doesn't talk to him and go, "Yeah, you better win this, bitch." No, basically this thing is the equivalent of communicating with him by moving around and just like, no. Continue, Steven. I'm sorry.
No worries. So it was just when J-Man said to me, "This is Batman and Robin,"
He's right.
I literally went like, "My God, it is!" Like a light bulb went off over my head. I was like, "My God, that's what it is," because with Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah, there's some humor in there, but they're misfits, right? That's the whole
right. They're not Thor,
right?
Yeah.
They're misfits. The Guardians of the Galaxy is sort of like an inside joke. Like these guys are the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like these five, mismatched people. Okay, cool. Sure. I can accept that. Ragnarok was a little too much jokes for my liking, to be honest with you.
Yep.
But it wasn't constant. This is a barrage of. This is like a barrage of dad jokes being thrown at you for 2 hours, and you're like, when is this going to stop? Like. Turn off the suck. Like seriously,
make it better.
Yeah, it's like I suggest you pick up another sport like knitting.
Yeah.
Like in all honesty, it's reprehensible because Thor is supposed to be, to me, your sword and sandals series. This is the one where you go back to fantasy, mythology, grand adventure, big heroes. Big monsters. This is where you have a chance to sort of go outside the realism realm and go into fantasy. This I have no idea what this is. There's no the first part when we're worrying about Gorn, I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't know why that god looks and that was Taika Waititi again, right? Like I don't know why he was doing like bulgy eyes, but I'm like, whatever.
You mean Korg?
Yeah, well, he was also the god, I think, wasn't he? At the beginning, who he
I don't know who
he probably was. I don't know who the actor was, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was him. You know how he is.
I thought that's who it was. But and then Thor's just hanging out with the Guardians of the Galaxy wearing a vest. I'm like, why? okay, but why? And every possible moment where you could have done something right and heroic and grand, they didn't. They went in the opposite frigging direction.
Yep.
You know, and I actually, you know, this is a bit of a hot take. I actually prefer Batman and Robin to Batman Forever.
Me too, actually.
And the reason why is really simple. Batman and Robin is pure silliness for the runtime. The entire runtime, nothing is taken serious, but it's consistent, right? When I was watching Thor: Love and Thunder, I was thinking a lot of Batman Forever because I'm sitting there thinking, is Christian Bale and Natalie Portman realize what movie they're in? Like they're doing it like Natalie Portman's got this big cancer, she's got a beat and all this stuff, and like Gordon's like my daughter died, and I gotta, you know, now I'm going to make all the gods pay, and then you have like the Keystone Cop Three Stooges, you know, intersecting there, including your hero, and it doesn't fit. It just does not fit. And the Zeus thing, like, how could Russell Crowe look at those dailies and not be embarrassed?
He should be embarrassed by it. He should be ashamed of. Look, I know you got money, Russell, but didn't you already have some? I mean, you have some pull too. Couldn't you pull the guy aside and say, "Look, man, you didn't make Anthony Hopkins embarrass himself."
No.
Why do I have to be embarrassed? Why would Zeus be any different from Odin? They're very similar. They're not.
Why can't he be a big muscular guy? Like, well, I don't know, Clobby, if you think this. I posed this question to the guys. Like, were they trying? Because I know a lot of the popular. Right behind me over here, that's all Hercules movies, like right there, and Steve Reeves, Reg Park, all those. And I know a lot of them were Italian productions. I don't know if they're trying to make a joke saying, "Oh, look, it's an Italian thing." But as Could Not Be Reached pointed out, a mutual friend of ours, she's Greek and she wasn't happy. And I'm like, right, well, I'm not Greek, but I'm not happy either. I want if Thor's a super muscular guy, then I want Zeus to be a more muscular guy. Like, he needs to, like, what happened to getting people excited to buy toys and cosplay? After watching that movie, you're like, I don't want to be Thor. I'm not going to buy a Mjolnir. This sucks. I literally thought Jane Foster was the best thing in this movie, which is outrageous because I thought she'd be the worst thing in this movie.
At least her helmet looked good.
I said that. Oh my God, I said that too. I was like, at least she's got the helmet on the whole. As we were walking out, Steve, remember I was walking out, I was like, I think Natalie Portman had a different contract than Hemsworth because Hemsworth's like, I can't wear a helmet. Because
I no helmet.
Yeah. And I'm like, Jesus. Her contract was she had to wear the helmet. And she looked cool. And she fought, and I know it's MCU, but I don't have anyone else in this movie. She's the only one who tried to be heroic. She's like, okay, even though I'm dying, I don't care. I'm going to take the hammer. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to continue the good fight. I'm thinking, at least she's serious. And she's like, look, I'm dying, but with my last breath, I want to save these children. I'm like, okay, that's something. It's like Thor's just like, I want to fight things. It's like, okay, but you're a goof. Valkyrie, I don't even understand. She played, remember that? She's like, she's gathering her weapons, and she has like some sort of iPad or like
it's like an Alexa or something. Like
oh my God,
it's supposed to be funny. Like, this is stupid.
Everything's supposed to be funny. Didn't you know that? Let's say some of those really quickly. Of course, the wonderful, lovely Sherry. Always nice to have a lady show up. Sherry, you saw the film as well. I think I remember you saying that in some other chat. Pod Racing Palpatine, welcome. Good to see you. Brian Hepburn, hello. Dave, what's up, buddy? Matthew Pounder, Diesel. Thank you all for being here with us today. Appreciate you. Great to see all you friends popping in now. We started a little while ago, but we're just giving basic thoughts of this. I guess you could call it a film since they went to all that trouble to actually making it and everything. They went to all that trouble, so we thought we would talk about it a little bit. But yeah, guys, like I said, jokes, every single bit of gravitas that this movie tries to establish, which is not much, let's be honest, is killed by a damn joke. And by the way, I guess if it were funny, you could give them credit for it, but it's never funny. You might go, look, that was pretty stupid, but I got to admit I laughed. I don't remember if I laughed much of that. I don't think I laughed. In other words, I can laugh, but even if I think something is wrong, like it shouldn't be in the freaking movie, I can laugh. Or I'm going to be throwing up. For example, you guys mentioned Batman and Robin. I see what you're saying. I think it's a horrible movie, mainly because it didn't fit, but it was at least to give it credit, it wasn't really trying to fit in an established universe of a bunch of movies. It was only in those. I mean, Joel Schumacher's. It was his second crack at it. I guess that was intended to be still in the same universe as the Burton films. I know it was sort of. That Batman Forever and that are both pretty ridiculous, silly to me, but they don't really. I mean, other than initially when I first saw Batman and Robin and hated it, now I don't really care about it so much. I mean, I just think it was, probably not a good idea to rip off Adam West 30 years later.
Right.
Out of place.
Yeah.
Pretty cringy. The only thing that still pisses me off is the stupid American Express card thing. Like Batman Forever card. I mean, a face needs to be punched multiple times for that. And I would hope it would be. I'm not trying to advocate violence, but I hate George Clooney.
Yeah.
But you know what? When Robin is bidding on Poison Ivy and he says $2 million, he's like, "You don't have it." He's like, "I'll borrow it from you." I laughed on that. I thought that was because I'm borrowing money.
The only time I laughed at that money is this is why Superman works alone.
Yes, that's a good. I laughed on that. Chicks
I gotta admit that was again. You could be even Batman can crack one once in a while, but and by the way, but that movie incidentally, everything they actually see the thing about camp, the Batman TV show, or even that movie, they did not make jokes in Batman and Robin. They were playing it straight and being campy, being corny. This is quippy McQuipness.
Right.
This was this is jokety joke, Mr. Joke assing, joke ass face, joke, Takiti, joke, this joke. How you doing? I'm Takiti, joke. How's it going? Have a nice day, Joe. Oh, sorry about your grandmother, joke. Oh, sorry about all those people that just fell over that bridge and died, joke. I got a joke about everything, joke. Yeah, to suck it, man. You're not funny, and you can't make a coherent movie because you got to. You're James Gunn on steroids.
Yeah, without a purpose.
And at least he's funny.
Yeah, I don't know why they can't this should be like Lord of the Rings. These Thor movies need to be like Lord of the Rings style. And when you watch Lord of the Rings, just think about this for a second too. If toys come out or whatever, people cosplay as all the different characters. Some people really like Frodo, some people like obviously Gandalf, some people like Saruman, some people like, Gimli. Everyone likes somebody else because everyone is kind of cool in their own way, and then you kind of get drawn to some person. It's sort of like a Star Wars thing where you kind of real Star Wars or even real Star Trek. You like there's so many people that love the real Star Trek characters. Some people really love Scott. My wife really likes Scotty a lot. She's it's one of her favorites. So this movie doesn't have anyone to latch onto. If I'm watching this movie, when this movie ends, my thought process is like, well, Jane Foster's the only one that had something to lose and still fought the good fight. And everyone else is jokey and garbage. And Gore was a cool villain that had interesting powers. That's it. I'm not going to go buy Thor's toys. I'm not going to go buy Valkyrie's toys. I'm not going to go buy Korg figures. It's like, what do you want? I'm not going to buy Zeus. Like, if they made everybody awesome, like imagine if Zeus came and he's this huge guy's like, Thor, what are you, you are here. Right. What is going on? It's like Zeus, almighty Zeus, the God killer is among us. It's like, watch, I will, here's my lightning. Let us go now forth and vanquish this evil. Yeah. It's like, no, it's like, I'm dancing around. It's like, we're not going to fight evil. He's not going to touch us. Like, why is Zeus such a loser?
Yeah.
It's like everybody's a loser. And somebody mentioned it's like, oh, because he's a white guy or whatever. I don't know if that's what the theory is, then that's really bad. But like, it's like you're offending Greek people, but I guess we don't have to worry about offending Greek people.
We don't. No, of course not.
Right. And then my other thing too, is that Valkyrie is wrong anyway. So why would you think Zeus was going to be like, they obviously don't care about the mythology of what they're taking from. So if they don't care, and the Warriors 3 are treated like crap. They're literally disregarded.
Sif. Oh my God. Don't get me started on that. Six.
Right. So,
what rhymes with that though is Six. I just want to say hello to Six. Hey Six, love you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Six. Now again, to let everyone know, so that everyone knows, Six enjoyed it, and she's not alone. There are a lot of people that did like this film. Just so we didn't, but there are a lot. Just to give it a little fair balance there. There are many lovely people who did like it. So just so you'll know, just to give the fair other side there. Sorry about that, Jay. Go ahead, man.
No, I was just gonna say, well, a lot of people in our theater really laughed a lot. Here's the thing: people that are going to see this, they're like, "Oh, Thor's funny. He's cute. It's a fun movie. There's some cool effects. There's some cool fights. The fights are wicked. That grayscale battle was goddamn awesome. I thought that entire hyper contrast area was really cool.
I
love the idea. Yeah,
visually
look cool. I love the idea of getting a better weapon. It's like, okay, you know what? We need to get Zeus's lightning. That's kind of a neat idea. It's like, okay, that's cool. But everything is so stupid, and lots of people were laughing like, "Oh, it was so funny, it was hilarious. I had a great time." It's like, right, but you would have had a better time if it was a serious fantasy film, like someone's mentioning Harryhausen, one of my heroes, or Lord
hey,
of the
Orville
Rings.
Nation, PJ,
Orville
what's
Nation,
up, brother?
what's going on?
What's up, my friend? The great Orville Nation is here, folks. PJ.
Yeah, so it's like what's sad about this movie is that this movie had so much potential because they had the budget. The actors are actually good. Chris Hemsworth can be good if we need him to be. Right now, who I hated Natalie, and I liked her in this one. Valkyrie, they got to fix that character. I don't know. They just need to fix her up because she's just so irritating. But
this was the least irritating I found her, though.
I agree with that, though. I do agree with that. This was the least irritating Valkyrie.
Maybe because I was so aggravated with the rest of the movie. I just found her. I mean, actually, I got to tell you, it's what's probably true. She's been here. Look, they listen. They don't. I don't care what you say. They do listen to criticisms, even though whether they like it or not. And she's always criticism for being stoic, having one expression, and being boring. Well, now she looked like she was trying to have more of a personality. You notice that they were trying to give her
I did notice that.
Give her things to say. Huh?
Sorry, Clobberin. Yeah, I found her arrogant in the entire movie.
Of course it was. Yes, she is arrogant. James Andrew Morrison, welcome. Hello there. But look, people enjoyed it. That's perfectly fine. Like I say, it kind of, in a sense, Stephen and Jay, sometimes it's what you're looking for. Nothing. Right. You go in, like for example, if you enjoyed Ragnarok and you like Chris Hemsworth, and you're not someone who is really married to the comics and wanting to see Thor done closer to the comic book version and even some of the Norse mythology version, if you just want to see a fun movie where Thor does crazy stuff and has fun and you get the romance thing and all that stuff in it, I think a lot of people are more interested in that, and that's why it may do well, and a lot of people were clapping, like you said, and laughing. But I can only judge it as me, just as you two could only judge it as yourselves. As in me coming from it as from a comic book geek standpoint who loves Thor, I hate it. But I can understand people don't. Again, I hate to waver that way, but I'm just telling you that the reality is people go in with different expectations, and they have a good time. That's fine. They don't make these movies for me anyway. I've admitted that for 30 years.
Well, but okay, they really have never. There's like a very handful of few movies. They've never really adapted a comic perfectly, anyways. I actually have two minds on superhero movies, which is why I'm a very easy and very fair reviewer, because I usually go higher than most. I would say that I'm one of the more higher rated peoples for our people for these kinds of movies, because I have two minds. Mind number one, is this the comic? So Thor Ragnarok, as an example, that's a garbage Thor movie. If you want Thor comics, Ragnarok is garbage. But
absolutely,
you could put that to the side. Now, is Thor Ragnarok an enjoyable, amazing fantasy ride? Yes. It's like got Kirby creations all over the place. The visuals are great. The music's great. You're on an adventure.
Right. Hulk, it is a good movie. It's a fun movie, but it's got a lot of things that piss me off as a Thor fan. Absolutely.
Exactly. So I can shut my brain off to that, which is why I can enjoy movies that other people really just dislike, because I can just think like, you know what? Okay, it's not the comics. Okay, forget the comics. Is it a good movie? But I don't think this. I gave it a 5 out of 10. Steve, I don't think you gave your rating. Are you still at 5? Last time we talked,
I'm at 5. Yeah, I'm at 5.
I think that's like super duper fair, because even as a generic movie person, if I just turn my brain off of comic books and just think of the movie, I would be upset that there's a lot of silliness, because I keep feeling that as I get, like, Thor's doing this speech, he's like, all right, we're going to do this, guys. We got to take this guy down. The three of us are going to team up. And it's like, some stupid joke. I'm like, but what happened? I was getting pumped up to go fight the guy. And then you ruined it. And I'm like, that would irritate me as a normal moviegoer. So I can only be as fair as I can be.
No, totally with you. I haven't rated it yet, but I'm sure I'm at about a 6. Gave it a 6.8. Is that what? Okay,
I gave it a 6.8. Yeah, I think that's
I give it for me. It's about I was almost at like hovering around a 4 or a 5, but I think I'm going to go with a 3 because it's pissed me off more. I've thought about it. Have you ever done that? Like you walk out of a movie, not sure what you think, and then 2 days later you're like. In fact, the other night when I was on Tom with Midnight's Edge, it's been 2 hours and I was on with this is like seeing the film. And every time I would try, I was drawing a blank. Every time I would try to think about it, my mind wouldn't fire up my thoughts about it. I couldn't remember much. And then because I always hate my memory anyway, but now going over the past couple of days, I remember more and more of the things that aggravated me. It's just I give it a 3 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
But 3.5 from James. Out of 20, out of 20 is it 3.5.
Sherry's at a 5.
Out of 10, James More says he's a 3.5. Sherry's at a 5. That's fair enough. Like I said, hey, all views are welcome. You could be at a 10 or a 1. You're all fine here. Whatever you like, whatever you don't like. But I just, like I said, I think one of two things. Multiple things can be true at the same time. I can not approve of your methods, like thinking everything every 5 seconds should not be a dumb joke. Nevertheless, if the joke makes me laugh, I'm going to admit it. In Ragnarok, even though it was out of place, it was clever and it made me laugh, even though I wish it hadn't.
Right.
But they almost laughed, not at all. Cardinal Sin, thank you, buddy. Good to see you, my friend. And he gives us what do we have here? A $10 super sticker for that. You're too kind, my friend. I want to thank you. Hey, Phantom Outsider, good to see you, buddy.
Oh, you can't see it. It's like a flying. What is this thing? It's like a flying blue potato thing.
I always have to go back and look at him later. But thank you so much.
That's awesome.
As much as I was aggravated by what happened, it doesn't hold up for very long. 6, I got to admit. It's only 3 days, but I don't like it as much as I did on Thursday. Hey, 6. That happens to me all the time. In fact, I always hate it. Like 5 minutes when I walk out of a film or if I watch an episode or something. Hey, what'd you think of it? I always like, well, let me think about it. But when I go ahead and give a rash answer, which is a big example of that's like this latest episode of the Rewview.
Right.
But also this one, no, I waited this time. But if I give a rash answer, I'm always regret it 2 days later.
Right.
It's just because I need to think about it a little bit more. Hey, Lord Dolph, what's up, buddy? Hope we're not spoiling too much for you.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna do one of
we're
these.
spoilery. So because we're still doing spoiler stuff, buddy. But I do. It takes a while for me. And this, you shouldn't be afraid to change your opinion on something if you have to. It's a super bear. Thank you, Chris.
Man, you like Man of Steel. I walked out of Man of Steel. I thought this is the greatest movie of all time.
Oh, geez,
and I was like, this is so amazing. And then I'm gonna give credit to Sean. He was like, I don't know about this movie, and he just couldn't put his finger on it. He's like, there's something. This is not good. And then I was like, no, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. And then I watched it and I'm like, this movie's garbage. It's awful. Why did I like this? and I'm like, oh God, this is so awful. I'm like, this is a nightmare. And I despise that movie now. So I don't know what happened in the theater. I just got excited and I was like, oh, there are fights and stuff.
Dude, when I was sitting there with Man of Steel in that first night, wasn't a very crowded theater. I had to force myself to see it. Friends were mad at me for going to see it, but I was the one bitching about it for 2 years. I had to go watch it and review it. And I'm sitting there, and there were people sitting way, way down the aisle from me that could see me, and I could tell they were looking at me like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? Because I don't know how I didn't Hulk out right there. Captain Cockney Spock, what's up, buddy? I was pretty pissed off. I hate that filthy movie, and I hated it from get-go. So I guess I had to go back in time. I went back in time to see you, to your 2013 self, and say, J-Man, no, it sucks, dude. Come on.
Well, in my defense, I was there for 2009 Star Trek. I walked out barfing worst movie of all time.
Thank you.
Force Awakens.
Oh, God.
The three of us were the only, man, I got to say, Steve, Sean, me, only 3 people that hated it. Everyone's like, this is fucking awesome. And like, I went to work and people were like, dude, fucking Force Awakens. Like, guys, did you watch the same movie? It's awful. It's like Han Solo's dead. It's the same movie. It's a remake. It's god awful. And people are like, well, I haven't seen the original Star Wars in a while. I'm like, what do you mean? I've seen it 100 times. It's like, this is the same movie. On those two, I was for sure with. Superman clouds me because I just like Superman. If he flies around and punches people, I'm like, yay! That's why. And then I come to my senses later.
Captain Cockney, no time travel this time, Captain.
No.
PJ, I'll tell you this. The other night, again, this is a classic example of what I was talking about. I didn't think because that episode of the Orville had not been filled with horrible political propaganda like the previous two. I thought that was enough for me to like it. But to be fair, I have a problem with time travel stuff anyway. Mm-hmm. Further thought has made me very soured and angry about the episode and very upset with what's going on with the series. Not quite as bad as Raquel is, but we're pretty bad off about it. But I'll just tell you this, PJ, I'm sticking with it, and I will be It's just that I won't give any rash opinions anymore on a movie like Thor and Blood and Thunder or Stolen Thunder or an Orville episode or whatever it is. I won't give any rash opinion. After I watch an episode, I don't want to talk about it for 2 days.
Yeah, I usually
and I won't review, and I'm not going to review it anymore. I'm happy. Look, people are really loving it, PJ, and I think that's fantastic. I mean, I'm not knocking anyone. If you can love something, I go for it, man. I am not interfering with anybody on that. I'm in trouble with it right now, and I was so looking forward to this thing. I am heartbroken at what's happened to the show. Heartbroken.
Yeah,
Me.
Orville, unfortunately. I didn't mind this last episode, but I didn't love it. There's a lot of problems with it, which I noticed. I didn't talk to Raquel about it, but I did notice the things that you guys were pointing out earlier, when we were talking privately. It's like, I noticed that while watching it. I thought, ooh, this isn't as good. You know what the thing is? I think if the last episode prior, which was so awful, if that wasn't that awful, I would have not noticed as much. But now I'm on like sensitive mode. I'm like, okay, it's like, this better be perfect or I'm going to nail you. Right. And that's the problem. And that's the problem with one bad episode where it sours you, where now you sit like this thinking that didn't make sense. That was stupid, and you start pointing these things out.
But you know something, Jay? And by the way, thank you, PJ. I'll look for that money when I get a chance. I could take about any show that I love. I have no problem with a bad episode. A bad episode. When I mean like Alternative Factor or Spock's Brain. I love Star Trek, as you know.
I love Spock's Brain.
Shitty episodes. I'm just using that. I know, but just saying. And The Children Shall Lead. If you like that,
it's okay. It's fine. I like it all.
Steven, you're closer to him. Next time you see him, you need to pop him upside the head. No, but anyway, point being is if I hate an episode of a show I love, it's fine.
Yeah.
So the Orville, look, 2 wonderful seasons. I love the opener. If they have a shitty episode of the Orville or any other show that I love, there's nothing wrong with that. I might knock the episode, but I still love the show. Yep. I don't want them to make me fall out of love with the show. That's what I'm saying. I could, if every episode this year, for example, were badly done, and they're beautifully made. If I thought every story was lame or bad, I'd still love the show. I go, well, maybe they'll get it better. And when they come back, maybe they'll do better ones. It's just what they did in episode 4 and 5 were across a certain line. When you become something other than entertainment and art, when you become propaganda, is one of my problem. This week didn't do that. It was just, in my opinion, it messed up some of the characters, and then time travel, for the love of God, stop with time travel. But we're not going to do the Orville here. Yeah. But Thor is here with us, Maddie's daddy, Thor Vegas, Steve. He said not going to watch it, not adding more treasure to their coffers. And he loves to criticize me for going to watch these movies.
I buy them. Criticize me.
Track. Yeah.
I'll be buying Love and Thunder.
Steve's always doing the holier than thou with me when it comes to me going to see these movies, and he likes to do that to me every time I go once to the movies. You're better than me, dude. I get it. I don't even dispute that. I don't even dispute that. Everybody's better than me, so that's not like a high bar. But don't worry about it, man. So yeah, I guess we could, in summation, go around the horn a little bit and give our final thoughts on. What's it called again? Thor Stolen Thunder? Anything more you would like to say about this filming? And take your time with it, Steven.
The kid, introducing the kid at the end, terrible idea.
Oh boy.
Gorn's like Gore or Gorn? I never know. It's Gore.
It's Gorr. Gore.
Okay, Gore's final sacrifice is to let this bratty kid live again, so she can draw over Mjolnir.
Yes.
And talk back to Thor and refuse to wear boots to battle. She wants to wear slippers. Like, why does Thor now have a child sidekick? Like, what have they done with Thor? Like, it's to me baffling, because Thor's the most. That was his real life daughter.
Yeah, that was Chris Hemsworth. I heard that yesterday. Yeah,
thank you. That.
By the way, I love how PJ goes, now that we're beating up on it, now he's got to see it. I love PJ. It's like, shit, these suckers hate it so much. Now I really got to see what the fuss is about.
I mean, the serious parts were good enough that I wanted the entire thing to be serious.
Right.
You can have a bit of comic relief here and there if it gets too tense, if you're getting too nervous, right? You want to please the kids, the kiddies, and that's cool.
Sure.
But to me, the only people who would like this movie are people who don't take this sort of thing seriously, or kids who don't know any better. And sorry, I just take this sort of content very seriously. I understand Thor, the legend, and he's a god. Like this is what what kept going through my head. Like, Thor's a god. If gods are all goofy and stupid, then what is the higher beings in this universe? Like, what is this? Yeah, I agree, James. Like,
yeah, and he was actually pretty interesting at first.
He was.
Yeah.
I know he's not like the comic book version, but he's still pretty. Again, you go like, okay, this is a pretty decent setup for a villain, even though it's tragedy again, and you're gonna feel like they love to make you feel sorry for villains in these movies. But go ahead, Steve.
Yeah. No, it's just Christian Bale and Natalie Portman thought they were in a different movie.
Yeah. By the way,
Right.
Steve, you are gatekeeping. By the way,
Uh-oh.
you can't.
It's like that game Nightmare. I am the gatekeeper.
I have the game. But yeah, I mean, look, people. No, I mean, I think I don't know. I can't speak for Steven. I think he's just meaning that some people. I do stand by what Steven's saying in the sense that some people just want something different out of it. Like I say, if you're not really looking for the seriousness that he is, then you can have a better time with it. But I'm with you, Steve. I want it taken seriously. I don't mind a quip, but I got to be honest with you. Dark World's a crappy movie, but it was jokes in there, but it was just, again, it had a lot of other problems. Captain America: The Winter Soldier might be, in my opinion, still the greatest comic book superhero movie ever made. And there's humor, but there's not joke.
Yeah.
There's a bit of wry humor. There's a crack here and there, maybe. But look how serious that movie is, and yet still fun, and yet still dark. It's all of those things. It treats but it doesn't disrespect the characters. When you don't take the characters seriously, you take no gravitas. And again, Odin, yes, he's not the big muscle guy you're talking about, J-Man, but he's a great actor like Anthony Hopkins, and he's not made a fool of.
Yes.
He's not a buffoon like Zeus. So, anything else to finish up there, Steven? I didn't mean to step on you there, brother.
No worries. No. Don't mean to offend anyone. If you loved a movie, that's cool.
Oh, no. That's cool.
I'm just saying, like, I was lost in this entire film, and I was just bombarded with bad jokes, and I just could not figure out what they were doing with this movie. This was like a stand-up comedy routine on amateur hour, and it was just, I was waiting for the big cane to come in and hook Chris Hemsworth off the stage. Like, that's what I kept waiting for.
Yeah, buddy. I'm with you there. Let's see. I can make, because Six makes good points. I can make a judgment about the kind of people who hated the movie, but I'm not that type of person. You can do it. We don't mind.
No,
I can tell you what we are. We're a bunch of dumbass geeks with the need to get lives. I'm not speaking for these two guys, just me, by the way. Actually, Six, I am speaking for Tom. So, just kidding. Tom's not here. I love Tom. I'm just kidding. But no. Look, yeah, I don't think it's a different type of person either. It's not a type. It's just what you're into and what you're not into. In other words, if you're not a huge comic book geek and you like the jokes and the romance and stuff like that, so I don't think it's a type of person either that likes these things. Just except maybe the type in the sense that you're a big time geek for the character, or you're not, or you like the movies. Yeah, it's just it's not a type. I don't think it's necessarily a type, but yeah, look, Six. All opinions are welcome here, and I love you, Six, very much. And you liked it. Hey, look, even though I didn't like it, it's not a movie that makes me angry like Eternals or Shang-Chi made me angry, or the filthy new Star Trek crap, or new Star Wars crap, or new Doctor Who stuff like that make me angry. The MCU, I think I've lost my ability to be angry at it, to be honest. It's just totally, it's what it is going to be. It is the MCU. That's what it is for. This movie will probably do okay, because a lot of people do like to see Chris Hemsworth running around as Thor, and and look, it would be this movie's not, it's not likable to me only because of the dumb script and the jokes. It's still fairly good natured, and it's going to get a lot of people in the theaters to enjoy it. You don't walk out like, wanting to shoot yourself or anything. I mean, it's not downbeat because everything is a joke, but I think it's going to do okay. Now, J-Man, do you have any?
Yeah, I mean, and just to quickly address the other, which is what Six was saying, like, I like so many movies that people despise, And
Yeah, that's true.
right, like
That's true.
I love Wonder Woman 1984. I
Yeah.
loved it. I loved it. I was
That's
like,
it. He's out of here. I'm
It's like, I love that movie.
I mute this guy.
Right? It's like, but I despised Eternals.
I'm gatekeeping him.
Yeah, gatekeep me. I loved Doctor Strange Part 2, Multiverse of Madness. That's probably in my top 5 favorite Marvel movies of all time. I hated Black Widow. So I'm very weird on things like this because I don't follow any sort of trend, and Steve doesn't really follow the trends either.
Mhm.
It's like people hate Wonder Woman 84. Like, I loved it. It's like people loved, whatever, Black Widow or something. I didn't like it. People loved Eternals. I hate it. I fought with my buddy on Eternals. So it's all different, right? So it just goes by what you want.
If somebody liked Eternals, I am going to gatekeep them. Just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, and you can like it if you want. And the thing is, the other thing too is that, as you know, Clobby, I buy everything. So I bought Eternals on 4K. I even rewatched Eternals.
You are part of the freaking problem.
Yeah, I bought 4K.
Somebody had to buy it. When they look at those sales numbers, they say, "Hey, someone bought it."
Someone bought
There's
it.
the guy that bought that one 4K.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of money for a coaster, dude. By the way,
I'm buying this on 4K for sure instantaneously. I'll pre-order it. For me, the good parts were the gore was pretty cool. His powers, the way he manifests his powers, and like the shadow stuff was neat. Oh. I like that action scene in the grayscale stuff. I like Jane Foster in this movie. I thought I'd hate her, so I really like Jane Foster. I like those aspects. I like the look of everything. I don't like the silliness. It pulls me out of the movie. I don't know what to tell you. Oh. And I think what Steve was saying is he's not saying, because Steve loves comedies. He's grown up watching all the classic comedies, like Abbott and Costello, got the whole collection. I've got all the Marx Brothers. Like together, Steve and I have everybody, Laurel and Hardy, whatever. So it's like, and I could take cheese comedy. My wife, like, I love the Adam West Batman. Top 5 favorite television shows of all time with Blake Seven and Star Trek, all that, Doctor Who. Like, I love all that stuff.
Look at James. My wife liked it. My wife liked it.
Oh, that's it.
Well, yeah, I can't really argue with you there, James. I mean, that's just.
She shall not pass.
Yeah, I mean, you might a divorce might be too much, but definitely some arguing and some,
separate for a while.
Yeah.
By the way, I have one more point to point out about this film that we totally forgot about.
Yeah,
that needs to be addressed. Also, the idiocy of them not really understanding the characters. I mean, I know that's kind of goes par for the course of what we're talking about. Eternity.
Oh
yes,
looked like right out of Ditko or a genie. I mean, it looked great.
Yeah.
But since when is Eternity a genie?
And it's so small. Like, isn't Eternity?
Yeah, it was small.
Like, it's like Eternity's the whole.
It didn't move
sky.
either. It just was like a painting.
Yeah. That was bad.
What does he? Since when does he grant wishes?
Yeah, I don't know. He looks.
What's happened in a Marvel comic I don't know about? I mean, he's not
in any of the.
So they have Eternity. He looks sort of cool,
even
though he's kind of small, like you say. And they just, as they do with a lot of Marvel characters, they stick in these movies. They don't understand what he's for, what he uses. So I was so aggravated. Wait a minute. Even when they first started talking about Eternity, I said, "Oh, we're going to get to see Eternity. That'll be cool." Yeah. And then it's like, what's his face? Gore wants to find Eternity. He needs Stormbreaker to get to Eternity so he could make a wish to bring his daughter back. When does Eternity have anything to do with? Well, shut up. You just idiots. Anyway, go ahead.
And wasn't Stormbreaker made during his time of killing? Like, it's like, why Stormbreaker? Maybe I missed that, but like, it's like Stormbreaker was created after. So why would he need something that was created after that? Unless
I have no idea.
That's a bit like, they didn't
explain it.
They didn't explain it. So everything else I didn't like. I don't like the comedy. It just kills it for me. And there's a lot of people in my theater that laughed through the whole way, and they're thinking this is a great, fantastic movie. But, they weren't beat up in school for liking this stuff. So I'm sorry if I do have to be a little bit of I don't want to be a super gatekeeper, but, maybe like a guard or something, like not the full keeper, maybe just one of the soldiers. But like when you're beat up for wearing a He-Man t-shirt,
right,
and now everyone's telling you how great this crap is, it's like, I'm sorry. It's like, I don't want to say I got the bumps and bruises to earn my geekdom, but like I kind of do. And that's just the way I feel as well. And it's great for people to come in and be like, that was a fantastic, fun movie. I'm like, perfect. If you enjoyed it, awesome. Buy it.
Yeah.
Buy it on I'm buying it on 4K. I'll buy the James figure, right? Like whatever, right? So it's like I'll put my money towards it. Anyways,
Yes,
whatever.
yes, James, that's right. That's what happens. They didn't say it, but it'll be in the 4-hour director's cut. Stormbreaker
boy.
helped Gore
Yeah.
because it was pissed off about the jealous of Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Oh, so that I would not look. You kid. I would not put it past Taiki Woke Titty to have a cut scene where Stormbreaker has Taiki Woke Titty's voice whining about Mjolnir or some stupid talking to him. I mean, I'm not. Hey, I'm not be far off. I'm not even kidding. Please let me be kidding.
Yeah, you never know. And then Hercules, we didn't talk about Hercules. He'll be trash.
Right,
he'll be trash in the next one.
By the way, Sif we didn't talk about much either. What they did to Sif was stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
She'd have her arm cut off because that's somehow funny. You have to die in battle to go to Valhalla. I mean, your arm might be in Valhalla.
Right. So Sif, who's an amazing character, great warrior. I like that actress.
She doesn't get anything to do.
She does nothing in the movie, gets her arm cut off, and then it's a joke. Well, maybe your arm will go to Valhalla. Are you for real right now? This should have been a tragic moment.
Yeah. Jobber, what's up, man? Good to see you. No, it's she's wasted. Now she might be on the cutting room floor, but that doesn't do us any good.
Right.
And she's got one arm because it's funny. Seriously, that's why she's got. That's the only reason she lost her arm, because it's tee.
Right. Well, isn't that funny?
It also doesn't make sense because he rushed her because she was bloodied and he was like, he got a vision of her. It's like, oh, I gotta get there. I gotta. Sif's in trouble, and he got there. He's like, oh, your arm's just cut off. Well, you'll walk it off. She's like, well, I'll go to Valhalla. No, your arm will go. It's like, weren't you concerned about her?
No, he didn't. It was no big deal. He didn't care about her anymore.
Right.
And they didn't. Not that they ruined Hercules. I mean, the guy playing him in the 2 seconds that you get to see him is. I mean, I guess he looks sort of enough like him, kind of a skinny guy compared to what Hercules should be. But I mean, comparatively speaking, I mean, hey, I wish I looked like that dude. I'm just saying, Hercules. I don't know about all that. And Chris says, yeah, I mean, I presume that Gore wanted Stormbreaker because of its ability to take you anywhere. Sure, but problem is you have to know where you want to go and just and not only that, you really have to know when to hold them.
Yeah.
And know when to fold them.
Yeah.
When to walk away. Anyway.
Yeah, and walk away from this.
Well, I even said to J-Man, if you want another story thing, so Chris Hemsworth, Thor, is saying to Jane, you can't take up Mjolnir again because you'll die, but I'll leave it here. Just in case you do want to pick it up, even though I don't want you to, because you'll die and I love you and I don't want you to die. But I'll just leave the weapon that if you pick up will kill you. I'll just leave it here. I'll go deal with Gore, and you just stay here and enjoy your
taking it with him.
But she read the script, Steve, and she saw that she needs to save him at that moment, so he had to leave it there. That's
why didn't he exactly, Stephen? Why didn't he take it with him? I mean, he could have used the firepower.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but Stormbreaker would be jealous. You guys are not paying attention to this
that's
movie.
right.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Stormbreaker's being a little bitch.
Yeah.
He should have slapped her. He should have backhand slapped
her. Stormbreaker. Yeah, it was so freaking stupid.
Are they? Now, are they assuming Stormbreaker's gender? We're not getting into it. I'm just
we're not. No. Stormbreaker's. We don't know Stormbreaker's pronouns. We're not gonna, guess anything.
Nope.
So, God, Tacky Woke Titty, you're an idiot. You really are a moron. But I mean, whatever, dude. Make your own. Again, they've been so horrible with the character of Thor throughout these movies. In the first one, great redemption story. He's well handled. In the second, in the Avengers, he's great. In Avengers, he's great again. In his second movie, and maybe the movie's not so good, but he's Thor at least.
Right.
And then Ragnarok is when Tacky gets a hold of him. And from there on, he makes a joke out of him. I mean, what all this stuff about he doesn't need me on there. That's what pissed me off in Ragnarok. Was that I hated that line later in Ragnarok when Odin says, "You're not the god of hammers." And it's just, well, then what is the Thor? What is the hammer for? Well, he just used it to channel power through something. No, it's not. It became Lightning Lad.
Right. And if the
Lightning Lad.
Mm-hmm. If the hammer's not a thing, then why does Jane Foster get powers when she uses it? So no one should have Thor's powers.
Right.
Taika Waititi.
Thank you.
No one should have Thor's powers because you just said the hammer doesn't do squat. It's like the ring, the Schwartz.
Nothing.
It's like the ring in the Cracker Jack box. From
this
apparently.
Sorry, guys. This is another thing. So that hammer was around the other two movies where Jane Foster was in. Did she ever try and lift the hammer up? All of a sudden she became worthy, or was she always worthy?
I don't know. Well, all right. There was one bit with it. At least they did some context where Thor whispers to Mjolnir
right.
again. Where Mjolnir, I guess,
Oh.
since Odin can do it, Thor whispers, "Please watch over Jane." Well, okay, I'll watch over her by killing her with my powers.
Yeah.
All right. So that's weird, and it can now apparently. It's according to Odin in Ragnarok and Taiki Waititi boy. It's a nothing. The channels, the hammer's so nothing that Hela can destroy it. And yet it can reassemble itself and have its powers back whenever it feels like it, and to give it to Jane, I guess. That makes no goddamn sense. And then Cockney Spock asks, genuine question, is the MCU officially canonically a different universe from the Marvel comics? Yes. Oh, absolutely. It's different. No, it's considered 616 of that, but it's not 616. It's not the Marvel universe from comics, but then the Marvel universe from comics isn't the Marvel universe from comics either now. It's all a big mess.
It's hard. This is the thing with comics, which is why sometimes I give a pass to movies that aren't the comics. What the important part is that because comics change, like Superman was electric blue. He had the mullet for a while. So you can't, it's like, is that what you want to see? Like if someone did a Superman blue costume, Energy Superman or whatever, people would be like, oh, I don't like that. Right. So, and then you could say hashtag, oh, it's from the comics. So, right. But the comics always have dumb stuff happen, right? Like there's Rainbow Batman. He changed his costume every day, right? It's like, so there was like an orange Batman and a pink Batman from Detective Comics, whatever issue number. So that's from the comics too. I think the point is that you're supposed to take what is generally considered the character overall throughout their history. And it's like Superman is good. He's heroic. He's noble. He saves people, right? He lived among the humans. He feels like he's one of us, even though he's alien. You take those aspects and apply that to a movie for general audiences because that's what most people see Superman as. Deconstructing him is not going to work for some people. It might work for others. Same with Thor. Thor to me was a bit of a stick in the mud. He is like a noble warrior who fights the good fight. And yes, maybe that's boring to some people, but that's the Thor that I like. That is the Thor that I know.
Right.
And that's what I want. Now I get it. You're not going to do Donald Blake and have him, hit the hammer, the cane, and all that. Okay. So I've got to make compromises too. I'm not saying you got to make it I'm not putting up the comic and saying I want issue number 37 as the movie. I'm saying I want Thor that I know from comics that I feel comfortable with put in a live action setting. That's it. How well you do it, that's a Captain America. I think Captain America Part 1 is in my top 5, First Avenger.
Sure, love it.
Right, and Winter Soldier's awesome too. So because Captain America himself is good, that and Chris Evans is Captain America, and you're willing to watch him go on at different adventures and stuff. And it's like that's what makes it cool. It's the characters. Making them into silly. If Captain America kept doing jokes and stuff and he's lame, he's like, oh, I've got a big shield. Oh, I've got something else that's big. Ha. Like what? Like, it's just all stupidness. And Thor's naked and they're eating popcorn and looking at him naked. Imagine if Jane Foster was naked and Thor and Korg were eating popcorn and ogling her.
Oh, it wouldn't fly, would it?
Right. The internet would be implode, right? It'd be like, this is the worst film of all time.
Can't have that. They wouldn't even think about it. And by the way, we wouldn't want them to do that. Well,
no, I wouldn't want that either.
I mean, you got porn for that, so you don't need it in the movie. But hey, you can do that with Hemsworth and Jason Momoa and all those guys, and it's fine.
Right, so, he can have no shirt on and litter the oceans with bottles. But anyway,
and it's yes, exactly. So again, and it'll make $1 billion. So maybe this will too. I don't know. Bot time. You're not streaming now if you don't get a bot. So anyway, I know. Whoa.
Can't keep up with them.
Usually, Chris is pretty quick on the draw with those things.
That was fast.
Thank you,
I tried to get in there, and it was just like boom, boom, boom.
Oh, I got that one. Chris might have been doing something.
Nice.
But so I have like a contest with Chris to see if I can get it before he does sometimes. But he usually does. Thank you, but thanks though. But anyway, yeah, bots. Maybe the bots just want to see what they were trying to find out what we thought about the movie. Pat Steven, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Well, we can start closing things up now, guys. We pretty much talked the movie to death now, and anything. I guess those are pretty much closing thoughts. Is I give it a 3. I'm gonna go with a 3. It doesn't deserve anything, because I can't stand Taki Woke TD. I'm being nice to him, giving him a 3.
Yeah, I think I'm sticking with 5. I do my. I think Steve uses my method as well for reviewing, and 5 still means it's like right there. I think and I'm not gatekeeping or putting people into any kind of box, but when people say like 7, 8, it's like to me 7s and 8s are like approaching really awesome movies.
Really good
Yeah.
movies.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that's like wow, because 8 out of 10 is great. Like 10 out of 10 is like Conan the Barbarian, Escape from New York, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Like these are like my Empire Strikes Back. These are like the grand 10 out of 10. Like this is outrageously awesome, right? So like anything else, it's like 8, 9. Those are really spectacular. Even 7 is me. 7 means basically I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna buy it on Blu-ray. I'm gonna pop it in as soon as it get it in the mail. I'm gonna throw it in and watch it again and get my wife to come over and watch it. 5 means, look, you can enjoy this movie. You can have fun with it. Be like, yeah, it's cheesy. There's some fun parts. There's some cool fights, and I'm done with it. 3 for me, if like you giving it a 3, like my Eternals score was like a 2 or a 3, which means that this is like awful. I'm never watching this again. I can admit that there's some neat little things that happen, but I'm never watching this again. And that's where a 3 would be for me in this sense. So that sounds like where you're at, right? It makes sense for what you're saying. So I'm at a 5. Steve, are you? I don't know what you're.
I'm at a 5. I haven't changed my mind on anything since we spoke last night.
Right.
Well, let's take a look at our poll that we had before the show. Let me get this thing up here. I have a poll. Give it a second. This thing's YouTube's going slow. I'm on the side over here. Come on, man.
Where can we see it? Or
it's on the it comes on the chat. Yeah, it's just taking me forever.
Oh, I see it. Okay, I can see it on here.
Oh man, I gotta.
It showed up. So
here.
42% say meh.
How many votes?
19 votes. 42% said meh. 42 said hated it. 10% loved it, and 5% liked it.
Okay. No.
So it was very split. So basically, 84% thought it was in the negative, not in the positive. So that would be a thumbs down by Siskel and Ebert way.
Yeah, but that's just here. So how many votes did you say again?
19 votes.
Okay.
And there's 20 people watching. So yeah, there you go. That's. Yeah.
I don't think everyone's seen it yet. Also, it's still relatively early. Or whether they, we have some good friends here. I know that have said in the chat that they have not seen it yet. I don't know if they intend to see it or whatever. But
if you intend to see it, the best way is the theater. We see everything in IMAX, and the visuals is particularly that grayscale battle, which I thought was cool, and some of the last battles stuff was pretty neat. So if you're gonna see it, you may as well see it there. It's got heavy sound and pretty cool visuals. Chris Hemsworth's daughter was cute until I wanted to smash her head because I couldn't stand her.
Oh, yeah, they made her really annoying. That whole scene at that end is really annoying and stupid.
Yeah, really. And I like kids. And you know what? I liked America Chavez and Doctor Strange too. I know everyone's like, oh, I liked America Chavez. She wasn't annoying and she looked up to Doctor Strange and she needed his help and she needed a father figure. I'm like, that sounds cool to me.
Yeah, she was fine. Yeah.
She was okay. Like this girl, like she was cute in the beginning. And then it's like she goes and she's sitting with him and she draws on Mjolnir. I'm like, this is crap. Like, what happened?
Yeah. Oh, God, that was a terrible scene. Oh, man. The whole idea of it's bad. Cam's Cross, what's up, buddy? So, I want to thank you all for being here with us today. Let me say some goodbyes to our wonderful friends who showed up for this special movie review on Clobberin Times. We don't usually do a show this time of night. Of course, tonight, everybody, we are progressing in our reviews of Saturday Night Star Trek. Tonight, we've already finished the TNG Star Trek The Next Generation series, all 7 seasons. So finished that last week. Tonight, the first 2 of the films. My wonderful first officer, Raquel, and I will review Star Trek Gibberations and Star Trek Last Contract. Something like that, which we all know that you love. You all love. And yeah, next week, of course, 2 more of the movies. Then the week after that, we start with Deep Space Nine. Can't wait for that. So, tomorrow night, I believe I will. I think I will definitely be on actually with our good friend Lord Doomcock. I'll be on there to review this movie and other things. With and I'm honored to have been asked as always. My good friend, the great Lord Doomcock. And of course, after that, the great Mark D with the C, who joined us earlier for a few minutes, he will be doing Sunday Night Geekery, 10 p.m. Eastern. Please join him for that. Please come and hang out with us for that. And of course, Monday night, I'll have Monday Night Mark C Comic Talk. It'll be about, well, comics for sure. I don't know much more than that. So, but it will be about comics, J-Man and Steven. I can tell you that much. I'll make it that at least. That I can do. So I want to thank you all for being here with us tonight. The great Captain Cockney Spock, Matthew Pounder, Just Joe 47 Buddy, Chris Percher, the great master of wrenching. Thank you, my friend. Diesel, the lovely Six was here. The lovely Sherry, beautiful lady. Diesel, thank you. Cams, thank you. Could not be raised for further comment. Thank you. Cardinal Sin, thank you, buddy. You're too kind. I appreciate that. Fat Steve, Ashley Justice, Fat Seagull. That's who he is now. Thank you, buddy. Matthew Pounder. Who else was here? Dave was here. Dave Rayborn, my cousin, was here. I should doubt him like that, actually. Right? Captain Cockney Spock. I said him already. Sorry. Phantom Outsider. The great Lord Thoth, who probably had to run again. Oh, they did pop in for a little while there. Could not be reached for further comment. Did I see him already? I keep saying the same ones over and over again. I'm sorry, everybody. James Andrew Morrison. I don't think I've seen you before. Thank you for being here. You're too kind for dropping in. I hope we will see you join us again, sir.
Diesel, was that someone?
Yeah, Diesel was here. Yeah. Let's see. I have to scroll back a little bit, everyone. Sorry about that, but I like to get everybody. Like to mention everybody. It takes me a second, but I'm able to scroll back here. And Orville Nation, PJ, buddy, great to have you here tonight. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you so much.
Dave was in earlier.
Dave was here, absolutely. Steve Mitchum, bro, always a pleasure. Good to see you. I think we got most everybody. It's like I always like to be sure, you know. But it looks like we got most people. What a lively chat we've had here tonight. Thank you all so much for being here with us. It looks like I may have gotten everybody. And so, J-Man, what do you have going on with your channel? Please tell us, everyone, what's going on and where they can find you and all that good stuff. I will get. Brian Hepburn was here too. Sorry, and Pod Racing Palpatine. So you go back far enough, you find some of the other people that've been there. This thing it holds the whole chat now.
Oh, that's good. I didn't even notice that. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll go all the way back now. I used to not do that. And so I think I may have got, if I miss anyone, you have my deepest apologies, my friends. But so J-Man, what is going on with you and your channel? Please plug it, and I will see if I can get that link up there.
I think Chris had the link up a bit earlier too.
Oh, good. Thanks, Chris.
So basically, we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and we always end before whatever stream Clobby's doing. So before the clubhouse.
You're too kind, man.
Because I like to come on your thing, and I like to come on.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thank you. So Tuesday nights we do wrestling talk. So that's like WWE stuff, just the women's division. Steve and I do that together. Thursday nights, Sean and I do comic books. So right now we're doing 90s comic books, Clobby's favorite time.
I'm envious. I love watching that one, man. You could hear me yelling at you guys. Hey, wait!
I love the 90s. Look, Bronze Age is the best. Nobody's arguing that. That's obvious. Come on, Bronze Age.
I love bitching about the 90s, so I'm with you.
Right. Well, at least they had heart, and the creators actually cared about the people that came
compared to now? Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's 90s comics. Eventually we'll, and sometimes we do topics, right? We might do like an actual topic, but mostly just whatever got released in a certain month. And we just talk about all the issues that came out. Saturdays is where we do anything that's happened. So we'll be talking about Thor, talking about Orville, talking about The Boys, talking about, Ms. Marvel, whatever geek show aired that week. That's where we discuss that. And that's Steven and Sean. So Sean and I do the comics on 90s. Steve and I do the wrestling. And then all three of us do the Saturday nights. I don't know if I'm going to do one. Maybe I'll even do one tonight. Maybe I might do one because your thing's not till 10 p.m. tonight, right? Your Star Trek.
By your time, yes.
Yeah,
sir.
my time 10. Your guys' time 9, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Your time, yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I'll definitely be on for that. So maybe I'll stream in a bit. I might take a break and go on. I'll see, but that's my usual time. So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Excellent, buddy. Thank you so much, J-Man. Steven, do you have a channel, by the way?
I do not. I'm busy writing
with Steve a lot. I got you.
Yeah. Well, he's an author.
I'm an author.
I hope. Look, I don't want there to be any more Marvel movies, but I want an excuse for us to stream with J-Man and have so much fun doing it. And I hope we can find another. I thank you so much, buddy. I really enjoy hanging out with you, whether we love the movie or not. It's so much fun. And I hope we can get Steven to hang out with us too sometime. Look, J-Man and I will soon be reviewing Batman number 321, right?
Yeah. Oh,
So we'll get
it
that
was
in a
so
couple
good.
weeks. Oh, good. I can't wait to maybe the week after next we can look into it.
Cool.
But yeah, we're doing it. And I just wish we could hang out more, man. I really do. But I don't want more MCU movies to make us have to do it. But
We'll find other topics.
and Steven, of course, you were always welcome as well. Really appreciate you hanging out with us tonight, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I doing? I had something to put up. I can't freaking remember what it was now. So it probably wasn't important. So we'll probably just get out of here. Thank you all, everyone. Please. Oh, I'm about like 4 away from 2,000 subs now.
Whoa.
Whoa.
If anyone does happen to be lurking, even if you think we're all a bunch of jerks and it is my fault, if you can sub, I appreciate it. Yeah, I would like to get to that past that landmark. I don't know what they give you. I think they give you a cookie or something. I don't think.
I like cookies though. So
Cookies are good.
Yeah, I'll take a cookie from Mom Susan. If they give us a cookie, I don't know what we get, but yeah, 4 away from 2,000, so which means I probably won't hit it for another 5 weeks. But yeah. Anyway, please join us tonight for Saturday Star Trek. Everyone, please go and actually go. Please, if you have not, if you're out there, I know some of you already did. Please go sub to J-Man and go watch this show later. What is tonight? What are you doing tonight again?
It'll be more Thor bashing, and I haven't seen the boys yet, so I don't know. That's why I haven't seen the boys yet. I don't know. It'll be random stuff.
Oh, will Sean be there?
Sean might be there. He's not going to be around for about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So
gotcha. Well, because big shout out to Sean. We love Sean around here. I'm sorry he didn't get to hang out with us. He's a great dude. And what did he think of this movie, by the way?
So Sean was at 6 out of 10, but the problem is that I didn't have enough time with him to get him down to 5. I'll get him down to 5.
Get him down to 5 tonight if you would. I want to see if you can do that. I'll try to stop by there. If I'm home, if I don't have to go back out, I will definitely try to stop in there, brother. And Zach, say, buddy, good to see you. So thank you, everyone. All of you have a wonderful rest of the day. Please join us for Saturday Night Star Trek later if you were so inclined. And I will play us out with these important messages and have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Clobber on, clobberers.